Boogie Fland has entered the transfer portal with a little asterisk that everyone involved with Boogie Fland is screaming, "Stop freaking out. We're going through the draft. We're going there. I want to be an NBA player, but I'm in the portal. But I'm going to the draft. It's the draft. But I'm in the portal." Boogie Fland, very talented player, 5 star, one of those Calipari guards that came with him to Arkansas, decommitted from Kentucky. Had a good start to his season before injuries hit. He missed a bunch of games in February and into early March. And when he returned, he was just not the same. But was a starter, was arguably Arkansas's go to option in the first 2 months of the season, a bunch of double figure games. I love watching him. Fun player. You can also make the argument that Arkansas season turned around the moment the Boogie Flan got hurt. So there are some questions here. I think an NBA team will take a shot at him, but I don't think he's an NBA player for long. This is one of those guys that might be wise to get a payday and stay in college. We've seen a lot of guys go through that process. So Boogie Flan in the portal, certainly a surprise to many. What's your reaction?
First of all, just to confirm, his name is what, G?
Boogie.
For the next 3 years, he could make $3 million a year playing college basketball and be one of the best guards in the country for what it's worth. Um, Now I'm a mock draft, peruser. Uh, I go to every single one that's available, whether it's big, small, wrong, right, fat, not fat. I don't know. Um, I haven't seen like a lot of like Boogie Flan certified first round NBA draft pick. Am I missing something here?
You're not.
I just think he could make himself a lot of money playing college basketball. A lot.
You're right.
And his name's Boogie.
His name is Boogie. Cart, do you remember the 10th night of December at Madison Square? He was
Uh,
spectacular.
the beginning of the classic your team can't stop NBA level guards.
Hung 20 on Dusty May. I love Boogie. I love this kid. He should stay in college. Let me do ass shaking for Boogie Flan for a second. Stay in college. I love
Whoa,
college
whoa, whoa,
basketball.
whoa, 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 whoa. You can ass shake for college. You cannot ass shake for. Are you trying to get into Michigan?
No, I mean, yeah, yes, but
Uh,
no, because we're
okay.
done with the guard spots. We shouldn't be, but we are, but we shouldn't be, but we are, but we shouldn't be. Boogie, let me just shake ass on behalf of all of college basketball. Stay.
Stay.
Stay. Let me get the Rihanna keys. Doon, 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 doon. Stay. I want you to stay. You should stay. You're really good. You're the number one player in the portal per Evan Mia. Guess where you're not the number one player? Mock drafts, because you're not an NBA player right now. Sorry, gonna be brutally honest about it. If you do go pro, I can tell you exactly how it looks. How many games has Isaiah Briscoe played in the NBA?
It's not a lot.
Not many, right? Not many,
No.
because he's Isaiah Briscoe. Respectfully, Boogie Flan, you're special. You weren't all that awesome in your injury ridden year at Arkansas. The team did get a lot better without you. You only shot 34% from three. You shot 27% from three in conference play. You shot 28% from two in conference play. Respectfully, you were a disaster in the SEC. And I don't blame you for thinking you're an NBA player. You have the pedigree. You're awesome. I think you're a lot better than how you performed in the SEC. But if you go pro, I just think it's a huge risk because I don't think you're going to get a second contract. And I do think you could get three consecutive 1 year contracts in college right now that might total $15 million by the end
Yeah.
of it. And this is what NIL is built for, guys like you. And I think there's going to be a huge list of teams wanting your services.
Yeah, and I understand that some guys just have this infatuation with like, oh, I want to play in the NBA, right? Like I get it. If I'm in Boogie Flan's camp, I'm Captain Boogie. I'm telling them like we are making so much money in college basketball these next couple of years.
Yeah.
And that's just that's the start too. That's payments. That's just That's school to us payments. I'm also securing NIL deals out the wazoo. Your name is Boogie, dog. You kidding me?
I mean, you're right. We interrupt this sleepers video to tell you about an offer from Underdog Fantasy. Cart, you love Underdog Fantasy, correct?
Of course I do. Can I have a moment real quick?
Please. Thank you for that. In fact, I'm going to cut you off because our listeners like when we keep these short and sweet. Underdog Fantasy. Sign up as a new user, use promo code SLEEPERS, get bonus funds up to $1,000, 50% of your deposit match. The NBA playoffs are rocking right now. I played Underdog last week with a Cade Cunningham line. I'm looking forward to doing it throughout the entire first round of the NBA playoffs, but there's more. You can place picks on golf. You can place picks on baseball. You can place picks on the NHL playoffs that are rocking right now. Join Underdog Fantasy, promo code SLEEPERS. Support this show so that we can keep bringing videos to you. Back to the video.
Like, dog, albums, everything, gear, our own disco ball, everything. It'd be incredible.
It could be incredible. Do you think teams are going to line up here? Because again, a huge part of this is that Boogie and his camp are telling everyone, we're not serious, do not contact. We're just in there to cover our bases. Now, I do think there's a world he goes to the combine, doesn't perform well in the NBA, is like, go back to college. So that's why he did this. But if you were a school, would you be pursuing Boogie hard right now?
I mean, of course, yeah. Like what? Oh man, no,
Well, no,
not a do
but
not.
you get what I'm saying. The risk here is you put a bunch of time and
Oh,
resources
oh,
into a kid
oh.
that's going to go pro.
Got you. You're saying putting like the time and the resources into a kid who's just not going to do it.
I mean, this is basically what Michigan did with Yaxel, except Yaxel, at least on the front end, was like, yeah, I'm interested. Boogie Fland on the front end is being like, I don't want to play college. Don't contact me. And schools can jump in and make huge offers, but like he's being clear that's not what he wants to do.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it because I think you can sell him the pitch that we just said.
Yeah,
Like, be brutally honest with the kid.
that's true.
Just search NBA mock drafts on Google.
Yeah.
You have to click over next slide to second round to find Boogie Fland.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. If that's a Busting Brackets article, it's 33 clicks.
Yeah, shout out to Tristan.
I'm just saying. Any schools come to mind? Indiana wanted him the first time. I think North Carolina wanted him the first time.
Yeah,
Michigan was involved for a while.
I'm hog tying, folks. I'm Boogie Fland. Once again, I'm Captain Boogie. Get down, Boogie Woogie. Um, I am anonymously. I'm putting on a fake mustache, and I'm meeting with Kevin Willard. And I'm saying
That's
I want
crazy.
seven. I'm saying I want 7 million, and he'll pay.
Oh man. Nobody wants to play for Kevin Willard because he's Kevin Willard, by the way. That's what's going on here.
Exactly. So you're in a spot where all the money that was allocated to Villanova players, as they currently have like 6 players total, 3 scholarship players, is that I want all that money. I want all that NIL money. And I want Boogie to be on the back of my Villanova jersey.
Yeah, and then they'll win 14 games and he'll do this again next offseason.
Exactly. Until Willard's next stop.
Okay. What about a championship program?
We'll see. Once again, Captain Boogie here. Camp Boogie. We're playing the long game here. We're gonna go to Villanova for a year.
Okay, I'm
Kevin,
interrupting you.
no. Listen. This is the plan though. We're going to Villanova for a year. We're gonna get 5 to 4 million, 3 to 4 million. Okay. We are then gonna go back into the portal, and then Scott Drew's gonna give us 3 million. All right. So there's 2 years spoken for right there, and I think we'll finish out at Baylor as long as I feel comfortable there. But that's the plan.
I would kick you out of my office. I'm about to kick you out of the Zoom call because this is actually one of those rare recruitments that there is some smoke to your favorite program. And I'm trying to prompt you there. And all you want to do is talk about Kevin Willard. There's rumor here that Florida is trying to get Boogie, or at least at the bare minimum, has been interested for a while if Boogie wants to come back to college. They're sniffing around, supposedly. They did just add Xavier Lee. We know that there's a domino effect to like keeping everybody happy right now. I don't know how Xavier Lee is going to feel if Florida throws a bunch of money at Boogie Fland, But we mentioned this when Denzel Aberdeen left, Cart. There's a world where Todd Golden stumbles into a much better player than Denzel Aberdeen. Would you like the Florida fit for Boogie Fland?
I would in year two.
You don't want this year.
No, instead of my Baylor step, we go 1 year Nova, then we go to Florida.
Why don't you want Florida this year for Boogie?
I don't think they'll be able to pay.
Florida's poor now?
I think so.
It's Porta?
I think Florida operates on a budget.
The national champs?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they do.
All right.
Yeah, analytics.
Weaseling around with Boogie Fland doesn't feel like a team with a budget move, but
I mean, for what it's worth, you give me a Boogie Xavier Lee backcourt, get Gator Boy stay hot.
I want it known that that backcourt would fail miserably, but I would love it. But I think right now, if he does come back to college, I think it will be a school like that, like a big brand championship type that can convince him to come. I don't think he's going to waste his time with Kevin Willard.
What's going on with Memphis?
Yeah, that feels like a Doug McDaniel spot, not a Boogie spot.
Both?
USC,
Ooh, ooh.
except you pitch Rodney Rice on being point guard, but you can just lie to him.
Yeah, just like
Yeah, that
yeah,
works.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll continue covering Boogie one way or another. If he is going to enter the NBA draft, we'll have that coverage. If he's not, hopefully he's not, we'll have a lot more Boogie Fland in college coverage.